Hey, I've been thinking, and I think that in order to keep me accountable, but also to help me with the development as a person and a therapist, I just want to kind of do some vlogs for specifically assignments, but also just how life is going. This one today. Today is September 3rd, and we have to do a prerequisite assignment for one of our classes um, that's coming up. And yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Yeah, let's just dive right in. So, in reading The Lifespan, which actually is has a longer title than that, it's actually The Lifespan Human Development for Helping Professionals. Reading that book, I was supposed to find 4 reasons that therapists and myself should study development and developmental science. So, I found that development is studied to describe behavior at different ages, identify how people are likely to respond to a life experience with ages, form theories and explain how and why behavior happens, understand factors that contribute to developmental differences, and helps us understand how behavior is influenced by cultural and generational factors. So it also has much to do and much to offer in understanding ourselves. So the answer to the question, I think, really comes down to development or developmental science facilitates personal growth. It also helps us understand client concerns rooted in human experience. It increases problem-solving strategies for therapists, but also for self. And it helps us build base information regarding to age, behavior, and causal theories, like why things happen and stuff. And yeah, so then we get into reflective practice. Why is it useful, and the definition of a clinical application. So I was thinking that I already knew what reflective practice was. I'm an overthinker, and so I was like, oh, I do that a lot. I'll think back to a conversation that I had and oh, what could I have done to change that? But actually, there's reflective thinking and then there's reflective practice. And reflective practice is helpful in therapy because we have a lot of biases, just as humans in general. And we, as Americans especially, get caught in the 9 to 5 workday and oh, I need to do this and I need to do this and I have to do laundry and take care of myself on top of that. So we don't do a lot of thinking reflectively for the small moments or even the big moments in our life. We don't just stop and pause often. So yeah, further on reflective practice, it helps us maintain affirmation and honesty, but it creates learning opportunities also. So like I was saying, we get caught in our daily routine and we never really challenge ourselves to think more deeply or challenge our beliefs on why we did what we did or why we said what we did. And a lot of our actions are in the moment just because that's how our brain works. We want to do the easiest thing for the time being. So like I was saying, there's reflective thinking and reflective practice. Reflective thinking, we are literally just recapping the events of oh, I walked my dog, that was fun, or oh, I remember laughing in the library with that friend. But reflective practice is a more deliberate way of thinking about our experiences in order to learn from them. So we're going to decide what to do next time. We're going to use a questioning approach of could I have said something differently, or is my implicit bias coming through? just really getting different perspectives on why we said what we said or what we're going to do differently next time. So there's a quote. I actually didn't write it down. Oops. I think it's by John Dewey, maybe? That sounds right. On reflective practice. And, oh, I guess I should say quote. Okay, so John Dewey says, "We do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience." So yeah, drop the mic, whatever. That's kind of powerful. And yeah, so that really like challenged me to think deeper of like my own biases, my own beliefs. And it's like really pointed out that I don't take a lot of time to engage in reflective practice, and it showed me like how important that actually will be when I start seeing clients, but also like growing my relationships now. So moving on, we read The Therapist and the Family Intersection of Life Cycles. And we are to describe the intersection between therapists' life cycle issues and those of the family or clients in treatment, how they relate to reflective practice. So more on reflective practice, so more reflecting. Okay, that was not very professional, sorry. Actually, no, we don't need to be professional. I'm not professional yet. I'm a 20-year-old girl studying on a beautiful campus, and I get distracted sometimes because look at this view. Just great. I'm in the library. I think it closes soon. Yeah, maybe. I think it does. Okay. Well, anyways, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that was pause. That was not necessary. But yeah, I'm supposed to describe the intersection. So this one was actually really good because I did not have a terrible childhood. Thanks to my family and my parents, but I also didn't have the most easy childhood. I won't go into that in detail, but yeah, so therapists can bring unresolved issues from their past or current life cycle stage into clinical settings, and then problems arise. So that is actually not something that I considered before, because you walk into your clinical setting and you like separate work and home, but like in the moment delivering therapy, I can see how like if I'm treating a certain client, or like I don't know, like if the family dynamic is divorced or separated parents, like I can see how my own biases would come into play there, and so how like that's the intersection that they're talking about. So reviewing my own style of managing anxiety under stress and examining how I manage life cycle issues is super important. And I think that that's what the professor was kind of like wanting us to get out of this question. Yeah, so further, like understanding our own style of managing anxieties and stressors, it serves as like a signal for like, hey, that's not that healthy. You wouldn't recommend that to your client, so why are you doing that? So it serves as a signal for like personal change, personal work, but also like personal growth. Like it could be very good and very healthy to be like, oh, I wanted to say this in that session, but I didn't, and here's why that's not healthy. Okay, then moving right along. This is the last question. So if you're watching at the 9-minute and 43-second mark, thanks for watching. I don't mean to bore you to death. I just really enjoy studying psychology, and so this is actually interesting to me. Yeah, so Counselor development. What is it and why is it important? And what will help me engage in my own self-development? So it's really important to remember, this was actually quoted in one of our readings, that happiness is not a destination. And yeah, so a lot could be said about that, um, like people define happiness differently, and that's like pretty much what everybody's chasing after is I want to be happy, man. Okay, so happiness is not a destination, and like it's all about working towards self-actualization and self-development, and acknowledging that with continued self-development we're able to adapt to like life's curveballs and when things get hard. So there's a lot that goes into that, and this was very like surface level, like understanding the value of self-development, and something that like is super important for me, especially since I'm like 20-year-old first year grad student. Like I'm not the same person who graduated even like 3 months ago from my undergrad. I'm not the same person that graduated high school. So it's like this continuation of like becoming a better person. And so I think the main idea there is acknowledging that with continued self-development we're able to adapt to the hard things in life, and just counselor development is very similar to self-development, I think, because like you are a person first before you are your job. And so if you're working on yourself, I think you're going to probably be a good counselor. I mean, like, yeah, there's rules. You can't just be like Bob the Builder and be like, oh, I'm working on myself and I'm gonna be the best Bob the Builder, so I can be the best counselor. Like, no, some people's niche is like not to be a counselor. So like, if you're not a counselor, if you have no desire to be a counselor, I'm not recommending that to you. Sorry to get off on that tangent, but this is just me like going through my thoughts. Okay, then something I think I missed earlier. Oh wait, no, we're still on the self-development, because the last part was like why, or like what will help me with self-development or something. And I like to spend a lot of time reading the Bible and meditating. I'm always looking to do new Bible plans and just like finding ways to see God in everyday experiences. Like on my walk up the hill, oh, that was quite the walk. It was literally like, it should have taken me like 5 minutes, but it took like 12 because it's like a 500% incline. Like Kansas is so flat and this is just like very hilly. It was terrible. I was like sweating. Thank God for air conditioning in the library, because in my dorm right now it's 90 degrees. So that's why I'm in here. Yeah, so I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, I spend a lot of time in the Bible. I actually have gotten away from reading because growing up they were so hard. I'm like, read this to get your AR points. So I never was like reading for pure enjoyment, but I am reading a few good books. Like I think the last time I read was like in Hawaii on the beach, was like a month ago. So I need to like be better at reading for like personal enjoyment. Of course the Bible is that for me too, but like reading books and like learning aside from like educational value for like personal growth. Okay. Therapy. So I've actually never had a therapist. I think that's something I'm going to get into, especially since like my life as a clinician will be a lot different. I'll be experiencing a lot of things. I'll be like, yeah. So I think I just scheduled a Zoom therapy like intake for next Thursday. So that will probably be mentioned in one of my next vlogs. But let's see. Oh, I think you just have to have a willingness to be like wanting to change. So yeah, people can easily be like, "Oh, I'm going to meditate. That's going to help me self-actualize or self-actualize. What? Let's just say self-development cuz I apparently can't say actualize. I just said it. Okay, well, whoa. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, people can say that and it's like so easy, but you have to have a willingness to like change. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna meditate and hopefully that'll help me. Wrong. Exercise is super helpful. I love yoga. Thanks, Kathy from the YMCA. I love you. I need to find yoga here. Apparently, like, we get it for free, and I've just been so busy, so. Also diet. I've been like cutting dairy completely out of my diet, lactose intolerant, so it's not good for me anyways. But yeah, that's probably gonna help me feel better and be better. Um, yeah, so those are things that help me. Actually, when I post this, I'm gonna ask you guys for what helps you self-actualize. Said it. Okay, self-develop, all of those things. So just like your self-care almost kind of tips, but like what helps you be a better person, what helps you like what keeps you accountable. Um, yeah, so going back to what I missed earlier, like the reason that we study developmental science in psychology is because we tend to create theories and see things from like a very clinical point of view sometimes, and we forget that a lot of things go into making a human being and making their decisions and actions. So unless a problem is viewed within a larger context, um, this is really helpful for like conflict resolution too. Like, you're not always right and you're not always wrong either. But, anyways, that's a different thing. Unless a problem is viewed within a larger context, a problem solving strategy may prove ineffective. Problem behaviors can be derived from neurologic, systemic, or even cultural construction. Um, yeah, so that's just like food for thought. That's the last thing that I'm gonna leave you with, I think. Shout out to my professor, Susan Hall. It was actually so sweet of her to make. I don't think I can turn the camera, so we're just gonna look at this together. It was just so sweet of her to make this little packet for us and like have all the readings literally in the same place, so I wasn't like opening 27 tabs. But like, she's so sweet. I'm so excited to meet her. Well, I already met her, but like, I mean, take her class in real life because she has so much experience to offer. And yeah, I'm just like so excited. Her class is Individual, Couple, and Family Development, a life cycle approach. And so yeah, I'm really excited for that. So yeah, like I was saying, I was just really appreciative that she just put everything together. That was so kind of her. So I actually really enjoyed that assignment. It wasn't like too hard. I need to see if she would rather have us. Oh, it's just gonna be an in-class discussion. I was just seeing if she was going to have us upload that, like a Google Docs or something. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I did that. Now my next assignment, oh my goodness, this is already at 19 minutes. Wow. Okay, my next assignment is I'm the ministerial apprentice for the UCC Malibu church. And so part of my job entails being a youth group leader. I love those kids. They're so funny. They're like middle school age, middle school, high school. They're so fun. But I have to like prepare a Bible lesson, and that's kind of hard. That's difficult. So I had wonderful youth group leaders growing up. Greg and Julia Ewing and Lindsay and Nathan Metzen and the Meekers and Charity Elder, Vanessa Sawyer. I had, Cicely Day. I had literally so many cool people that were just like helping me grow in my faith. And now it's like cool because I get to like do that for other people. And of course, like camp counselors for me So many cool people. Hannah Sheets, I want to be just like her when I grow up. Literally just so many people that like have influenced this like faith journey of mine. But yeah, there's so many people that I'm missing. But okay, I'm rambling at this point. I basically said all that to say like my next job is to prepare a Bible lesson for youth group. So if you guys have any ideas or like cool FCA Bible lessons, like short, concise, 15-minute, like straight to the point, but also like visual learning type Bible lessons, send them my way. Yeah, no restrictions. Why can't I talk today? Restrictions. Yeah, I'm excited to do that, but it's gonna be hard. I like hard things. That's why I'm at Pepperdine. Okay, thanks for listening for 21 minutes. I'll see you when I get my next assignment. I'm gonna leave the library now because I think it closes soon, and I'm gonna go to the caf, which is down there. Do you see those chairs? Yeah. Okay, bye.